Mayor Pro Tem Candia,
Here.
Mayor Graham.
Here. Any declarations of conflicts of interest tonight?
None.
No. We have no ceremonial matters tonight. And item number 6, moving to item number 7. Any items from the public, non-agenda items? Nubia, you want to explain that?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. So for any members of the public wishing to provide public comment as part of the meeting tonight, you'll be able to do so at the indicated time by raising your hand through the participant tab if you are on a laptop or other electronic device. If you're calling in by phone, you can press *9 and that will put you in line for public comment. Or alternatively, you can send, well, we can't send a chat to the host, but those are the 2 ways to participate in public discussion for tonight. And I think that's
it, Case.
Not getting any? Okay. Moving on to item number 8, the consent calendar. Waive all readings of ordinance and resolutions except by title. Approval of all warrants. Approval of minutes of the December 8th, 2020 meeting. Adopt resolution next number 2021, a resolution accepting the capital facilities fees annual report. E, adopt resolution 2021 next number, a resolution approving the local transportation fund claim for fiscal year 2020-2021, other purposes, and authorizing the finance director to execute the same on behalf of the city of Newman.
I'll make a motion. We accept the, approve the calendar as is.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Yes, I'll second that.
We have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. Item number 9, public hearings. We don't have any tonight. Item number 10, regular business. Item number A, approve 10A, approve agreement with RRM Design Group for Newman grant outreach and support for park projects and authorize the city manager to execute the agreement.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll take this one. The item before you tonight is an attempt to gather some community input to apply for a Prop 68 grant. Previously, you have seen an item where we talked about which park projects we wanted to do. There's some big ones that we want to try to get some funding for, like say the pool or splash pad, just new facilities, rehab, existing parks, the NCCA project, which is the trail system out on the Brazo property. And so the grant requirements are pretty stringent on community outreach. We really want to know, what does the community want? What do they want to see for our park improvements? And so RRM Design Group, this is their specialty. They will, especially in these COVID times, it's difficult to gather information from the public. So we want RRM to do our community outreach for us. Their scope of services attached to this staff report indicates that they'll provide community outreach, design, and technical services for the development of grant application materials. They specialize in this, as I previously said, and so they actually were the consultants that worked on the plaza. They're also doing the highway specific plan right now. They're a very good company that we feel comfortable entering into an agreement. The total cost of the project is $27,585. A budget amendment will be required, and it'll be allocated to a combination of park, LLD, and sewer funds, depending on what projects are developed. And Lou and I will work that out, and Michael. So in conclusion, we would like to enter into this agreement and have you authorize the city manager to execute said agreement. because we really want to carry out some community outreach and develop grant application materials. And the deadline for the Prop 68 grant is in March. And that's why this is a specialized consultant. So we asked if they could do it, and they provided a scope of work. And so we feel comfortable entering into the agreement. And I'll take any questions.
Seeing there's no questions, I'll open up for public comment. For questions.
Any members of the public wishing to provide public comment on this item can do so now by raising your hand, by pressing the raise hand button under the participant tab, or pressing *9 on your phone. And I'm going through the list, Mayor, and I do not see any hands raised.
So I'll bring it back to the council for action.
Would you move that, Nick?
Bring it back to the council for action.
I'll make a motion. We approve the agreement with the RRM Design Group for Newman grant outreach and support for park projects, and authorize the city manager to execute the agreement.
I'll second that.
We have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0.
Thank you very much.
Moving on to item 10B. Adopt a resolution 2021 next to number, a resolution awarding bid for the fire department bathroom remodel to Cordero Custom Remodeling and Repair, and authorizing the city manager or designee to execute the agreement and associated documents.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. So the item before you is for the remodel. We want to award the contract to Cordero Custom Remodeling and Repair. As some of you know, part of this year's budget included remodel of the fire station to include 2 bedrooms. With that, we did have to meet some ADA compliance. The nice thing about this is that it will give the city the potential to staff the station down the road if they're interested in doing that, which will reduce response times and increase fire protection services and all hazard risk protection for the. We did receive 2 qualified bids as listed in the document. The low bid was Cordero at $69,543.26. So all we're asking, there's not going to be a change in the fiscal impact on this because it was already part of the budget. So all we're asking is that the council adopt resolution 2021 next to number, awarding the fire department bathroom remodel agreement to Cordero Custom Remodeling. And I can answer any questions anyone might have.
If nobody else has a question, I just have one. Why is there such a difference in the 2 bids? I mean, that's $50,000 almost.
Correct. So if you were to look back into the quotes that were given, there's really no specific price. So we did reach out to the contractor and ask if they could give some clarification on why their bid was nearly double the cost of the other contractor. And their response after seeing the low bid said, "Oh, I accidentally bid the whole project." Even though if you take note of their project, it does state fire department restrooms. Their reasoning was that they bid the whole project to remodel the whole fire station. So that I don't know if it's good enough justification for you, but that's what we were told.
Oh, I was just curious. All right. Open up to the public for any questions or comments.
Any members of the public wishing to provide public comment on this item can do so now by pressing the raise hand button under the participant tab, or *9 on your phone. And at this time, Mayor, I do not see any hands raised for this item.
I'll bring it back to the council for direction.
Then we move to adopt resolution number 2021, a resolution to award the bid for the fire department bathroom remodeling, fire Cordero custom remodeling repair, authorizing the city manager to execute the agreement and associated documents.
We have the second.
I'll second.
We have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0.
Thank you.
Item number 10C, adoption of resolution 2021 next to number, a resolution of annexation referral to the Stanislaus County Local Agency Formation Commission, LAFCO, for the annexation of the Northwest Newman Master Plan Phase 1 and rescinding resolution 2021-41.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll take this one. So it was back in October of 2020 that the council originally approved resolution 2021, and that was a referral to LAFCO to annex phase 1. As you know, this is our second attempt to do an annexation out there. The first one was the first annexation application we submitted was deemed to be an inhabited annexation, meaning there were more than 12 registered voters out there. So therefore, registered voters get to vote in the process of moving forward. This time around, we're looking at trying to keep our application acreage and below 12 registered voters. So that way the property owners have final say in whether they want their property to be annexed or not. When you get above 12 registered voters, then, as I mentioned, any of the registered voters then have an opportunity to protest. Sometimes this leads to a conflict of interest on like who wants to be in it and who wants. So the renter may have an opposing position than the property owner. Maybe the property owner wants to support it, but the renters do not. The current annexation proposal that you have before you tonight is vastly supported by the property owner. So that's what we want to keep it.
Mhm.
So one of the one property we are looking to eliminate from the annexation boundary is the large Maffei property out there. So it's along Highway 33 with the big warehouses that are out there. And you see the modular building kind of rehab business that's going on out there.
Yeah.
Well, even though I talked to the county and they're not supposed to have any, there was no licensed legal dwelling places. There are 5 registered voters living on the property. And so that pushes our number over. So again, we would like to see an annexation proposal that when voted on is voted on by the property owners, and not necessarily the registered voters living on the property. So therefore, we're asking that the council reconsider and rescind resolution 2020-41 and approve the attached resolution, which would alter the boundaries, ultimately taking this application from 65.3 acres to 53.7. With that being said, we still have the opportunity to bring all the infrastructure to that area. We will have a circulation pattern that still works. And then at a future date, then we can reconsider bringing this property in, because I know the property owner ultimately wants his property annexed to the city. So that would be our recommendation, is to adopt a new referral and rescind resolution number 2020-41. And I can answer any questions you may have.
Are there any questions?
On recreation, is there any way we get like 3 baseball fields, like call it Field of Dreams, and put that in our lost police officer's name? Is that possible? For recreation, I think that would be a good idea for hopefully the community would come together and we'd have softball games, children's softball games, adult softball games. Plus, I think it could bring in more people in our city, and maybe we can make more money that way.
Yeah, so Councilmember Pimentel, so with respect to this project here, I know we have the master plan, we have a sports park, it's in there. The sports
Right.
park is not planned as part of this particular phase.
I'm sorry.
But as I understand, I like your thought pattern there. We can discuss that. It may be something that we discuss also as RRM does some grant proposals, and if the
Okay.
community's saying that they want some more sports parks, that's something that we can definitely look at. So at this point in time, the 53.7 acres that we're looking to annex is all business park and commercial property. None of it is
Okay.
residential. None of it is parks at this time.
Okay, sorry.
No worries.
Okay, I'm new at this.
Yeah.
Any other questions? So, Michael, I'm looking at the paperwork here. I'm trying to see I'm looking at the one with the red and orange attachment number 2, the revised boundaries. So are you saying that the map on this is different?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you look at,
Mm,
the second exhibit there, we took out you're looking at the original staff report, correct, Mayor?
I'm looking at attachment number 2, this guy.
Yes, so that's the original staff report. If you go back a couple pages and there's something there by Associated Engineering Group, like a map.
jumped in.
I see a couple maps. I'm just looking for okay, I got one.
Yeah, there it is.
You see the one by Associated, looks like this here, Mayor?
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah. So the property, it's along Highway 33. I'll show you kind of where it is here. It's this property here. It's kind of a bigger shaped one. As you're going down the highway, it's the one with the warehouses. and
Right.
Some of those other ones
Right.
in there. That's the one that's occupied. And so we didn't expect it to be occupied, which pushes the number over. The other shaded area that you're seeing there, everything that's outlined by the numbers, all the interior lots on that would be it. So we would still have the opportunity to improve upon Jensen Road. I know that's a very important project for the council.
Yeah.
That's still in there. The Fig Lane properties that are still going in there. So
Okay.
Mike, you got these marked off like 6, 5, 8, 7. Which one of these are the one or property where Barbara is? Barbara,
Miss Tosta,
yes.
she's up above 5.
Okay.
Above 5.
Above 5. Yeah, that's up
Above 5,
actually.
but fronting on the state high where it says State Highway 33. So she's in between 5 and State Highway 33 there. As you can see, that's a white property and that's not included in the boundaries.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah,
She-
yeah.
Yeah, Miss Tosta is not being proposed to be annexed at this time.
Oh, okay. Great.
Yeah.
So you say at this time, so that means that she might be confronted on that?
Well, she's included in part of the Northwest Newman Master Plan. So at a later date, they may come back to us and ask that they be annexed. If they not, then we will leave them out until they reconsider.
Okay.
And you said there's no homes involved in this, right?
There's a few homes that are existing right now along Fig Lane,
I mean,
but those
plan-
are long, yeah,
new build.
those-
new build.
those are long-term going to be business park properties.
Yeah, I meant new build, no plans for new build.
Not at this time. This is all business park land, yes.
All commercial.
Okay. Bring it back to council for action.
Mayor,
Oh, go ahead, Tom.
Did we get
You're
public
right.
comment?
You're right. I'll bring it back to the public for comment.
Thank you, Mayor. Any members of the public wishing to provide public comment on this item can do so now by raising their hand under the participant tab or pressing *9 on your phone. And I do not see any hands raised for this item, Mayor.
Okay. I'll bring it back to the council for action.
I'll make a motion. We adopt resolution number 2021 next to number, a resolution of annexation referral to the Stanislaus County Local Agency Formation Commission, LAFCO, for the annexation of the Northwest Newman Master Plan, Phase 1, and rescinding resolution number 2020-41.
And I'll second that.
We have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. Item number 11, items from District 5, Stanislaus County Supervisor. Welcome, Mr. Condit. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, the council. I really appreciate being on with you guys tonight. I look forward to attending many more meetings and hopefully we can eventually start meeting in person again. But I want to wish everybody a very happy new year. Hopefully your 2021 is off to a great start. I did want to update the city of Newman kind of about our county's vaccine rollout that we are currently going through at the moment. It's been quite a busy time, but we're trying to be proactive the best we can as far as trying to get these needles into arms and start getting the vaccine out so that we can return to normalcy. But our county has received 20,000 vaccines ordered by the Public Health Department and either received by the county or directly shipped it to hospitals. The county is currently in phase 1 of distribution, which includes healthcare workers and first responders. The Public Health Department currently has approximately 7,200 doses on hand, 5,000 of which are allocated to facilities as first or second doses. The remaining balance of almost 2,200 are vaccines available for the daily public health vaccine clinics for the phase 1A population tiers, which again are healthcare workers and first responders. We are working on a vaccination live tracker for the website. While we don't have it yet, that should be up and running by the weekend, hopefully by the weekend or next week. But we definitely want to keep everybody in the loop and on the same page as possible. I did want to also mention that the phase 1 tier can receive their vaccine currently at 830 Scenic Drive in Modesto. That is a public health vaccination point of dispensing. There will be more of these PODs in the future. We're currently hoping to have one in Turlock, Patterson, and Oakdale. So those will be established hopefully as soon as possible so that we can start getting those vaccines out to the public and as we develop in the tier process. I'll also be sending you an email of my report tomorrow with the tier breakdown so that you guys are aware, and when you're out in the public, you can let them know kind of the process as we're moving forward. But my office is up and running. I currently had my second meeting on the dais today. It's been a great 2 weeks. I'm looking forward to getting to work. And I want to let each of you know that I'm available. I'm accessible. You can reach me by cell phone. My cell phone number, if you want to take it down, is 209-622-7485. Again, 209-622-7485. Or you can send me an email at condit, C-O-N-D-I-T-C, @stancounty.com. So if there's anything going on or anything that you feel I should be made aware of, or if you want to go grab a cup of coffee or whatever it may be, I'd be happy to do that with you.
Sounds good. I have any questions for County Supervisor?
Yeah, I have one. Supervisor Condit, DeMartini was very instrumental in terms of keeping us up to date in reference to the Crow's Landing project. That's a very big issue,
Okay.
especially for the west side. So I would be pleased if you would keep us up to speed in terms of what's taking place on that project.
Absolutely. I will request a status report and we will get that out to you as well. And I'll try to include that in my report to you guys tomorrow on my email.
That's great.
That and the bridge, because we have a lot. of
Right,
people
the bridge,
who
right.
need The
Okay.
deck on that and take the bridge, and it's in process of being replaced. So
Right.
kind of good to know the update on that when things are going to start. I see surveys out there right now. So
You got it.
any other questions? I actually have one on the vaccine rollout. Right now you're in phase 1 and it content for nurses and public safety and all that.
Yes.
For whatever reason, law enforcement fell into phase 2, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me because they go into more homes than usually fire and EMS does. But I know phase 2 was getting close. They were within a couple weeks of starting phase 2, about a week or so. But today there was new stuff put out, new guidelines lowering the age limit that they're going to start giving out to everybody. So that obviously takes up more vaccines. Is that going to postpone phase 2 from starting?
It possibly could slow it down, but it's on a day-to-day basis. I mean, I know the federal government has the input on who is designated and those
Right.
guidelines, and then it goes down to the state, and then the state trickles it down to us. what I really think is the issue is we need to get all on the same page. We need to have the same information as the state does. We need to have the same information that the feds does. And because at the end of the day, we're the ones who are implementing those policies. But I completely share your sentiments, Mr. Mayor. I think that our public safety officials are just as essential as the healthcare worker, whoever it may be, and they should have been at the front of the line, in my opinion. But any updates, anything that changes, I'll definitely do my best to keep you guys in the loop.
Okay, thank you.
Good.
Any other questions? All right. Thank you, County Supervisor, appreciate it. Item number 12, items from city manager and staff.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the council. Just FYI, last Wednesday, we went ahead and published the Stanislaus County vaccine distribution plan on our social media sites so that the community could be aware of what the plan is. We've also, Mayor and council members, the state of California has a small business COVID grant program that small businesses can apply for. It's $5,000 up to $25,000 for some small businesses. We've also published that on our social media. It's at careliefgrant.gov. So if anybody's interested in accessing that, that's where they can do that. The deadline is tomorrow, I believe, the 13th on the relief program. So people need to probably get going on that. But that's been on our website for a good week already. So both of those on there. A couple things moving forward. The deadline for the vacant seat to fill Mayor Graham's unexpired term is Friday. So that would be Friday the 15th. After that, Mayor, we have at our next meeting, we have it planned. We will do the council reorganization as part of that.
Okay.
That includes the selection of a mayor pro tem, as well as committee assignments for council members that are out there. As part of your package next week, we will include a definition and of what each of the committee assignments generally are and when those committee assignments meet. If you have to go out of town, some meet in Modesto, although most of them are doing it over Zoom these days. Some are monthly meetings, some are quarterly, and one or two are annual. I think, Mayor, you sit on the Air Pollution Control District, which is like an annual meeting, and city selection one's annual as well. Some of these committee assignments fall generally to the mayor, but then again, there's probably about 25 out there, so there's plenty to go around for everybody. And then lastly, I just want to thank you, Mayor, members of the council, Ms. Allie Mendoza, Michael Passarelli, and Jose Rodriguez for all their work on the vigil for Ronell Singh on December 26th. We had a good turnout out there. I thought it was really good. The memorial looks nice. The new flagpole, I think, is very pleasing. So with that, that's all that I had to report, Mayor.
Thank you. Any questions for city manager? All right. We'll move on to Chief Richardson.
Evening, Mayor, council members. I would just like to echo the city manager's thoughts on the memorial and everyone coming out for the vigil. It really means a lot to our department and also the family. So we'd like to thank the community and everybody from the city that put in all the hard work to make that happen. On a separate note, I would like to announce that Sergeant Chad Earl is going to be leaving law enforcement as his full-time career. I'd like to personally thank him for his 17 and a half years with the city of Newman Police Department. He's going to stick around town. He does have a small business in town that he's going to pursue, and he will stay on as a reserve police officer for the time being. So you might still see him around, but his last official day as a full-time police officer, police sergeant, will be Friday, the 15th of January. So just like to thank him again for his dedication and service to the city of Newman. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Chief? None. We'll move on. Lou?
Good evening, Mayor and council members. How are you?
Good.
Just briefly, you should have all received your W-2s for last year. If you haven't, please shoot me an email and I'll get a copy out to you. Along with the W-2, there's a little cheat sheet that shows what each of the codes are. If your accountants have any issues or questions on it, feel free to pass their questions on to me and I'll get answers back to you as quickly as possible. Other than that, city's in good shape. Financially, we're looking solid.
Good, appreciate it. Any questions? For Lou? All right. Catherine, you there?
Thank you, Mayor. I am here. I just have a couple items to report. The tank site and well, construction is progressing nicely. I'm hoping in the next couple weeks, we'll see some progress on the actual tank construction going up. Right now, the coating of the metal is occurring. And then they coat it, leave about 4 inches, and then they'll bring it to the site, weld it, and then finish coating it. And then we'll do some testing, and then we'll fill it with water and serve the community. So we're a little bit behind schedule on the project, but nothing catastrophic. So we're looking forward to getting that into service. We have 3 projects going out to bid. One is a slurry, crack seal, and restripe of Main Street, the interior 3 blocks. It'll be going out to bid starting Thursday. It'll be out to bid, and you guys will consider award in the last meeting in February. The other 2 projects are a combined project for sidewalk infill projects, which includes some sidewalk on on Fig and on YOLO. And so there's some areas out there that don't have sidewalks. So we're doing some infill projects. Those will be out to bid as well on Thursday. And you guys will be considering to award at the end of February. We're working on the Kern Street rehabilitation and expect that to go out to bid shortly after. And so we can get Kern rehabilitated. We're hoping the entire length, as well as a little bit of sidewalk infill and some alley approaches replaced. Public Works is working hard out there as ever. And so make sure if you see a Public Works guy, tell them thank you. They're out working. You don't even know it, but that's why this city functions so well. So I want to thank them, and I would appreciate if you guys thanked them if you see them. And that's all I have to report, and I'll take questions if you have them.
Any questions?
None.
No, they do a great job in town. We really appreciate them.
Thank you, Mayor.
All right, Chief Bowen?
Just a few things, Mayor and Council. We are currently at that time to do our EMS refreshers. So having EMTs and first responders on the fire department requires us to do things like annual infrequent skills use and CPR recertification. So we're finishing that up this month. We're continuing with the remodel. We've got some interior walls up. We're getting some of the rough details in, and so we'll continue to progress through that. I did run some preliminary numbers for the last year. It looks like we were up 8.5% in our call volume. I don't have any fine details on that. I just wanted to give you an overall look on that. And also, we have 4 firefighters that are going to be attending the Fire Academy in Sonora. So we want to wish them well and can't wait for them to get back and use those new skills at the fire department. As you guys talked about earlier, we were offered our COVID vaccines. So there was a handful of the fire department personnel that did receive their first shots, and we'll be following up at the end of the month, beginning next month, for their second dose. Other than that, I can answer any questions anyone might have.
Any questions? All right, seeing none, we'll move on. Ally, you there? No Ally tonight? I don't see it. But again, reiterating, Mr. Holland, they did, Ally and her whole group and the chambers did a great job with Corporal Singh's memorial. So thank you again for that, Ally. We'll move on to item number 13, items from city council members. John, you're up first.
Well, I think we're doing well. I think we need to stay 6 foot apart still. I see a lot of people still wearing masks. Newman's kind of the last of the masks. I go to Richards to pick up fishing bait, and they don't have masks on. So I don't know what the deal is between the counties, but as long as we wear our masks and stay 6 feet apart, we'll all be safe and stay healthy, I hope, so we get our shot soon.
Agreed.
Done.
Councilman McDonald?
Yes, let me wish all of you who are participating this evening, Happy New Year's, and be safe. Just want to thank our service people. And when I say service people, I mean administration, Michael and his staff, Chief Richardson, and Chief Keith Bolden. Just want to thank you all and wish you a very prosperous New Year's, and be safe. And like Councilman John was saying, is that we keep our distance and wear our masks. We're still under a crisis here, not just here in Newman, but across the country, and that we need to respect each other and be safe. And as you all know, that I keep you all in prayer, and especially our city of Newman and our residents here. And just have a great evening. And God bless you.
Thank you. Pro Tem Candia?
Nothing tonight. Just want to put 2020 behind us as quickly as possible.
Right.
Bet.
All right. I just have a couple quick things. Pimentel, you mentioned something about naming a park after Corporal Singh. I agree with that completely. In due time, we've been planning on that. And, the park's something that we've thought about a lot. And it's one of the things that we really want to do, along with many other things to get, our kids and adults even out playing and exercising. So it's on the list. It's just a matter of getting there.
Matter of time. I get that, but I'm always antsy.
Going along with Chief Richardson, definitely thank you, Officer or Sergeant Earl, for all of his years with Newman PD. Wish him well on his next venture with his company. I hope he does well with that. He has been. It sounds like he says very busy with it. So wishing him very well and thanking him for his service. Other than that's all I have. Happy New Year. Looks like next month we'll be picking up committees. So when the packets come or we get the emails, start looking at what committees you might want to be involved in, because we're gonna have to spread them out. And right now they've been fairly easy with COVID. We haven't been doing a whole lot, but I'm sure they'll jump back up once we get past this and start meeting in person and that. So
There you go.
that's all I have. If there's nothing else, move for adjournment.
So moved.
First, do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you, guys.
Yep.
Good night.
Nice
Bye,
seeing you.
everybody.
Have a good night.
Night night.